Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Let's see. Okay, okay, okay. I'm live, I'm live, I'm live. I'm live. Let's get this thing started. Alright, so I picked this one because of how weird this thing is. My my cat got me pregnant. How the hell do you get pregnant by a cat? I actually want to see this though. I dead ass want to see this. How do you get pregnant by a cat? Oh, yeah, guys, looking
Hello
like.
there. My name is Amber, and I'm 19 years old. I want to talk about how my cat ended up causing me to get pregnant.
Not gonna lie, that is a cute cat. I usually hate cats, but the drawing of that cat looks really cool though.
I know that sounds really out there, but I promise you, it makes more sense if you keep listening.
You know, that's cat.
It's a bit of a crazy tale, but in the end, I think you'll understand why I made
No, he won't.
such a preposterous claim. I want to first tell the slightly crazy tale of my mother first, as unfortunate events seem to run in the family. For quite a long time, she was with a man named Jack. She absolutely was in love with Jack ever since high school, and they dated all through high school, and even a few years after that. My mother got
Okay, so what does this have to do with her being pregnant by her cat? I mean, like, we're only 36 seconds in, so I might like understand, but just get to the point of how you got pregnant by a cat.
a tip from one of her friends, however, that he was seeing someone else on the side. After another tip-off about another woman at his home, she walked in on him with another woman. Needless to say, she dumped him on the spot. Now the friend who tipped her off, his name was Mark. Mark and Jack had been close friends as well, so that was why he was
Where's
able
the
to find out
cat?
about him seeing another woman. Mark was very kind to her, and consoled her through the sadness she felt at finding out Jack betrayed her. It wasn't too long before they were both dating instead. Jack long
But you can notice that lady in the back with no face, just a coronavirus mask. They're not even 6 feet apart. 6 feet.
forgotten by both of them. They were together for over 2 years, and they never had any problems together. Neither of them cheated on the other, they never fought or had arguments, it all seemed perfect. It was so perfect, in fact, that they wound up getting married. It seemed like my mother had found the perfect guy after her fallout with her cheating boyfriend.
Okay, that's
Things were
good.
never that perfect, however, and neither of them could have predicted what a jaded lover could do when
Where the hell is the cat?
scorned. Jack had started to plan a way to destroy their relationship in petty jealousness. My mother was at home one day.
Bruh, I haven't heard the mention of the cat in like a minute now. Where the hell is the cat? What the heck does your mom have to do with a cat?
Cleaning and doing other stay-at-home wife duties when she got a call on her phone. That call was from Jack, and she nearly hung up on him when she heard his voice. But he pleaded with her to listen to him. He told her that he wasn't calling to provoke her, but that his mother had wanted to see her.
I don't know why I paused it there. My bad. I mean, there's
He
an
made up
ad
some story
aside.
about how his mother was showing early symptoms of dementia and was asking.
I'm Jackie
We
Gordon, and
gotta
I
watch this
approve this
ad.
message. When I
Nobody
was 20 years
cares,
old, the Army
Jackie.
said, be all you can be. Not some of what you can be.
About her, apparently still thinking they were together. It sounds like a pathetic attempt at an excuse to me.
It is. It really, really, really is.
But my mother still decided to head over to his house and see.
She's stupid.
When she arrived at the house and knocked on the door, Jack was the one to answer and let her in the house.
Okay, pretty
Unsurprisingly,
normal.
Jack's mother didn't appear to be there.
I'm, I'm thinking that she's gonna be kidnapped and locked in his basement. I mean, like, look at his face. This dude looks like the the type of person to have kids in his basement. I mean, look at the outfit too.
When my mother turned to demand what Jack was playing at, he suddenly pushed against her and started to kiss her.
I called it, but this might be wait, can I say that? I mean, I'm not even monetized, so this might be rape.
After the initial shock factor had passed, my mother shoved him off and slapped him hard across the face. She stormed out of the house after that, fuming and outraged that he had devised such an elaborate plan to get her out to his house.
Who wouldn't? I mean,
My mother wasn't sure what to do when she got home. She was unsure if she should tell Mark about what had happened or not.
tell him I want to see a fight.
Jack hadn't done anything too bad to her, but it was possible he could become a problem in the future. She was still debating on when to tell him about a week later, but then she found out she was pregnant. The whole incident was pushed to the back of her mind.
So, did her mom get pregnant by a cat? Or what? I mean, where's the cat in this story?
As she started making plans with Mark about having a baby. Everything seemed happy again. But
Yeah.
then Jack decided to completely destroy their relationship. He sent messages to my father with pictures of him and my mother together from that day he pushed himself on her. I guess he had hidden some sort of camera somewhere and taken footage from it, conveniently cutting out the parts where she pushed him away. Mark was upset over this, and my mother desperately tried to explain to him what had really happened. He wouldn't listen to her, though.
I mean, who would it? They have video, when not video. They have picture. They have evidence. They have photo evidence of her basically kissing the guy. Like, this is 4K. This is HD. This is the clearest shit I've ever seen.
Apparently having already decided that he could no longer trust her. He began to doubt that the baby was even his, which it was, obviously, but he couldn't be reasoned with. My mom
man.
was about 5 months
We got hit with not an ad. That's because I'm poor.
pregnant when they got divorced.
Good morning. Morning.
That's me, Millie. Ordinary, boring Millie.
I love your dress. I think I saw it.
Back to the video.
And I'm sure Jack was so thrilled to hear about that. Still, my mother didn't go back to Jack, because now she'd
Who would? Like, the dude just who in your relationship. Like, are you that desperate to go back to the guy? Who would be that desperate, though? Probably me, my fucking lonely ass.
despised him for sabotaging her marriage. She decided to stay single and get a job to support herself, refusing to let a man hold her back anymore.
That's a strong woman.
She
And I'm not a simp, so shut the fuck up.
gave birth to me months later, and she was living a stable life with a stable job, able to be a strong single mother.
Okay.
She was a strong female role in my life growing up,
Okay.
and it almost made up for the lack of a father figure in my life.
That's it.
We were happy. I was happy. I never had any siblings
I'm not happy because I do not know where the hell is the cat. The cat that's supposed to get her pregnant.
in my life, but I did have my cousin. My mother's sister came around a lot after my father left, preaching about how unreliable men were and how she didn't need a man. She always tended to
She just mad that she can't get one. We all know that.
bring her own kid, who was around the same age as I was. So I always saw my cousin as almost like a sibling, as we played together and grew up together. My cousin was always a great person to be around, and he was always so kind and conscious about me and how I was feeling. Things got a little weird when he told me one day, around the time we were teenagers, that he believed he loved me. I didn't
Whoa. Hell nah. To the nah.
understand at first because, yeah, I loved him too. He was my
Wait. There's... I think this might be some Alabama shit.
family, my cousin, but I didn't realize he meant beyond familiar love. I explained to him that I saw him like my brother,
Oh. Okay then.
and that we were related, so it could never work even if I didn't.
Exactly.
I don't think he took it too well, but that was my stance on the matter. Things got tense between us, and we stopped hanging out as much for obvious reasons. I was about 17 when I met Lucas.
How many ads is in this video?
I met him at the local pet shop.
Y'all just won't
The
even let
best
me do a live
RPG on
stream.
PC is seconds away.
Great.
Download now on the Plarium Play.
Yo, they won't even
where I
let
was
me
picking
do
up some wild bird seed. I enjoyed going down
bird seeds at a pet shop. I mean, can't you just buy it at a regular store, basically? I mean, if you own a bird, then I guess you'll have to get there. But then they serve bird seeds. Oh, bird seeds. I'm stupid. I actually thought that she was saying sunflower seeds, even though I said bird seeds. Shit.
down to the park and scattering seeds for the local wildlife, as I found it rather relaxing. He looked so cute with his uniform on and working with
Oh, this dude look bland. This dude look bland AF. What the heck she talking about? I look better than this guy. And most people say that I'm ugly. It really hurt my feelings a lot, man. I'm depressed now.
the animals. We wound up exchanging numbers, and from then on, it was history. We met up all the time when we were both available, and I just absolutely adored him. He had these little dimples on his cheeks that would appear when he smiled, and I just couldn't resist his charm. When I graduated from high school,
Boy, what charm? Oh, look, it's the cat. It's the lady that's gonna have, you guys already know, with the cat. Hey, let's get it.
he showed up after the ceremony and presented me with a little kitten. He was so cute. And the kitten was
Says that why you guys decided to, F you guys, so you decided to smash the cat because it was so cute? I mean, I think a lot of things is cute, but I don't decide to smash them though.
pretty adorable too. The kitten was a little ginger, scruffy little guy with the sweetest eyes. How could I not just love this man? That's why I said yes when he asked me to marry him, of course.
Because of the cat.
Lucas
I mean, if you just wanted to F the cat and not him, I mean, like, you could have just went to his house and just steal the cat, get out of his life.
had aspirations of becoming a veterinarian, unsurprisingly, and I was focused on getting my own higher education as well. I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew exploring different college courses would help me find my way. It was because of this that we both decided to hold off on having any kids quite yet. We were also
I mean, later in the story, he's gonna be surprised.
pretty young, and we had all the time in the world to settle down and start a family when we were ready. I had originally started taking birth control pills, but it turns out the extra estrogen in them caused me to have severe migraines, and my blood pressure shot up. My doctor wound up taking me off of them, stating he feared I would have a stroke or develop a clot in my lungs. With that preventative out the window, we decided to just stick with the classic rubbers for prevention.
How many kids do I have for watching this live stream? Or do I even have anybody watching this live stream right now? Probably not, but still, I don't think this was a good video to show kids.
They were quite effective anyway, so we thought it would be enough.
It was very effective.
My cousin had
God damn it with this another ad, man. Come on.
become a prominent issue in my life after I got married.
I'm getting tired of these ads.
Andrew Garbarino's healthcare record
I
makes
do not
us on the
care. I'm
South
only
Shore sick.
14.
Garbarino has taken
He refused to let this infatuation thing go and harassed me and my husband all the time. He would constantly come over uninvited and cause a scene. Lucas was starting to become upset with me because of it, claiming that
I mean, it worked in the show Community, so I guess you could do it too with your cousin. I mean, but later on, Dave, I do not want to ruin it for you, like if you guys are watching the show on Netflix right now. Benji, like, the thing is really good though.
our relationship seemed too odd to be just cousins. I was annoyed that he would even think like that, but my cousin did have a weird kind of
I mean, if you guys live in Alabama, then it's pretty regular, I guess.
crush on me, but he should still trust me that nothing was going on. We tended to fight because of my cousin, and I honestly just wished he would just disappear from
Move away or something. Buy an apartment. Obvious answers.
our lives. I loved him like family, but he was starting to interfere with my happiness and my new marriage. Everything just got worse when I found out I was pregnant. My husband went ballistic, claiming it.
You know what? I'm thinking that she got F by a guy in a cat suit. That's what I'm thinking about. Because the way that this story is going, this thing is just full of BS right now. Just get to the point. I'm watching 7 minutes in this, and I only seen that cat like twice.
Couldn't be his because we had been using protection. He had the nerve to accuse me of sleeping with my cousin and getting pregnant that way. I was so upset that
Sweet home Alabama.
he would assume the worst of me, that I left the house in tears. My own husband couldn't trust that I wouldn't sleep with my own cousin. What a nightmare. I sat down at the park, where I usually feed the birds, trying to come up with how this could have happened. We had been using protection
pregnant by a
anytime we were
cat.
intimate. So how did I wind up pregnant so soon?
The cat F you.
Puzzling over this
I find
until it was
this
near
very
evening,
funny.
and I had to go back home.
Yup.
I decided to check the condoms we had. Maybe they had expired or something? When I dumped out the packages to examine them, I noticed little marks on the wrappers. I looked closer at them and
They
saw
were hoes. I mean, now we know how she got
Sorry guys,
pregnant,
I
so
can't come to lunch.
When does
they
the cat
appeared to be
come
little teeth
in?
marks that punctured the wrappers. I started to suspect that my
Oh.
cat had jumped on our nightstand and chewed them.
Bruh.
I couldn't believe this was happening. I was being
We got
accused of
played.
cheating with my cousin when, in reality, the
I
cat
was
he had
over here
gotten me
thinking-
had unintentionally.
Shut up. I was over here thinking that she F'd the cat or that cat F'd her, but goddamn. I mean, the cat just. But technically speaking, the title is right, so I wouldn't call it clickbait, but we got played, dog. We got fucking played. I
We
got played the most.
sabotaged our contraceptives. I wanted to cry, the absurdity of the circumstances nearly driving me to hysteria. At least I could prove to my husband that it was indeed possible that our contraceptives.
I mean, so who the hell will put condoms like in a reach of a cat? Who does that? Like, and regularly, like, who would do that? Like, don't you guys have nothing else to do? Well, I said nothing else to do. Don't you guys like have anywhere else to put it? On top of a shelf. There's a shelf right over here, on top of the lamp. What a cat can't reach it.
Had failed due to a furry problem. I wound up going to my mother and telling her about everything that had happened. I don't think she quite believed me at first, but I showed her one of the condoms I brought with me, and she seemed to understand this was a very real situation. She was sympathetic with my plight, having gone through a jaded lover destroying her own marriage. She advised that I forgive Lucas for his outburst and accusations.
Yeah, I'm tired of this. Hell no. You find out like how she got pregnant. This shit was not it. I was expecting something else. What else do you have? This is a 1 and 38 hour. Goddamn. Is that like everything crossways that they have? I got kidnapped by a 7-year-old. I want to see this. That 7-year-old must be freaking strong. Oh, you're a little girl. How the hell do you end up being kidnapped by a 7-year-old? 25? No. Tired of these ads. Like, how the heck do you get? How the heck does that even work? Getting kidnapped by a 7-year-old. They even said based on true events, it has been altered to make it more interesting and fun to watch. So, I mean, the fact that they said that it has been like altered make it seem like the girl was actually kidnapped by a 45-year-old man, but they decided to make a 7-year-old to make it interesting. Yeah, we already know. Like, it's a 45-year-old man.
The moment I woke up, the pain hit me like a ton of bricks. For a moment, I didn't know where I was or who I was. There was just the terrible, throbbing agony in the back of my head.
Well, that's just right off the bat. I mean, she did not even introduce herself. That's just Good way to start. Rude, bitch.
There was also an unbearable stench of bleach. Suddenly, a little voice whispered in my ear, "Good morning, Mama." My eyes flew open.
I actually thought that she got kidnapped by a 7-year-old boy, but a 7-year-old girl, I mean, kind of unlikely, I'm guessing. Like, it's unlikely to be the most. It's unlikely to get kidnapped by a kid, is what I'm saying.
And I turned in bed. There was a pretty little girl with blue eyes and blonde hair looking expectantly at me. She must have seen the confusion on my face. "It's me, Mama," she cried happily. "It's
Oh, she's gonna die. She's gonna die.
Hannah." I was shocked and I sat up, fighting the blinding headache, but something was holding my leg down and I heard the clink of steel on steel. When I looked over, I saw a cuff around my foot, chaining me up to the bed frame. I looked around the room. I didn't even know where I was. When my hair...
You're at your house. Well, your house. You're at her house. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I do not know English.
swung in front of my face, I gasped. My brown hair was blonde now. I panicked, turned again to the stranger who was calling me her mother, but now I realized she wasn't a stranger. I recognized her little face.
She's your daughter.
She was my boyfriend's daughter. Whoa.
Oh, wow. I was correct. Well, I mean, kind of, I guess. Let's just play the video.
That's intense. Do you think I'm just having a nightmare? Before I continue, please click the like and subscribe buttons below.
Now, I will click it if you actually got kidnapped by a 7-year-old. If it's capped, then no.
Hi, my name is Helen. This is the story of the craziest and creepiest month of my life.
Let's get it. Oh, man. What the hell was that?
What a marvelous family using gig speed to prepare for Grandma's birthday.
How are they doing all of this without slowing down?
What's going on? I asked in a panic. Where's Hank? Dad's just fixing something.
Yeah, you know it's bad when you're dating a boy. What did I say, boy? A man named Hank. Like, who the hell's name is Hank? But that's sad. Like, being named Hank.
Hannah replied happily. Then she waved her small hand to point at something on the wall behind me. Look, Mama, she added, and I gasped. All over the wall were pictures that Hank took of me while we were dating. Hannah had...
I mean, she have a secret admirer, I guess. I mean, I guess the little girl must really like her. Or it's the man, but I'm guessing it's probably the little girl, though. She looks like one of those evil little white girls, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Drawn blonde hair cutouts and pasted them on my head to hide my brown hair. To my surprise, there were pictures of Hannah, too, and they were pasted on top of mine. There were notes everywhere saying,
I mean, she just want a mom, so I guess not bad. And I would call it kidnapping. What am I even saying? I should shut the hell up and just watch the goddamn video.
My mom and me. In the middle of it all, there was a big picture of me and Hank, who looked big and muscular. He had a goofy smile on his face.
Damn, I was wrong. My dude was buffed. He is freaking ripped. Like, he's hot, though. Not gonna lie, but he's hot.
There was
no homo, he's hot.
Something scribbled on top. It read, I love my family. I was getting goosebumps on my arm. Nothing was making sense. What kind of sick joke was this? I was fighting the rising panic in my chest. I thought of my 2-year-old son Marcus, who I had left with my mother last night.
How old is she? Talking about Helen, like, did she say, like, how old she was? I wasn't paying that much attention, but, you know. Like, how old is she, though?
I had to get out of here. I had to get home, but I was chained to the bed like a trapped animal. Do you know how to get this thing off? I asked her, pointing to the cuff around my foot. And who bleached my hair? But Hannah's attention was elsewhere. She grabbed her toys and laid them between us on the bed. Let's play! she told me excitedly. I tried to clear my head despite my headache while Hannah played. I pressed my hands on my eyes and tried to remember how I got to this position. I remember meeting Hannah for the first time last night at dinner. We had
Okay. Pretty casual.
a wonderful time. I could see Hank's proud face in my mind, beaming proudly when I said that his daughter seemed like a gifted 7-year-old. Hannah even kissed me on the cheek before she went to bed. Last night you asked permission if you could still watch TV and write in your diary before going to bed, I said out loud to Hannah. She smiled.
Oh no, that's the face. I could just imagine like what's going into her little like evil head right now. She's remembering I have to kill her now.
Smiled sweetly at me. Yes, I have to write in my diary every day. I walked from the kitchen to the living room. Your father was laughing, then I heard a thud, I added, trying to make sense of it all. Then something hit me really hard on the head. I tried to remember more, but I was drawing a big blank. Hit me really hard.
Why the hell does that look just like a weird shaped bread or something? That's so sad.
On the head. I tried to remember more, but I was drawing a big blank. Hannah suddenly laughed. Did you have a bad dream, Mama? She asked innocently. I felt like I was still dreaming, but the cold touch of steel around my foot, I knew I wasn't asleep anymore. This was all real.
You think?
Hannah, I asked as calmly as I could, where is your father? Can you go and get him? But Hannah just shook her head. I don't think that Daddy is going to spend time with us
Wait, let me finish her saying that.
But Hannah just shook her head. I don't think that Daddy is going to spend time with us today.
I'm guessing that she killed her dad from that sentence, or she somehow kidnapped her dad too. So creepy, weird. I mean,
she answered with a touch of annoyance. Please play with me. She looked at me with her piercing big blue eyes. I realized that until Hank arrived...
How can she play with him? I mean, like, she's chained to a bed. But technically, you can play with her, though, but they're trying to move around the room.
I wouldn't get any answers. Meanwhile, Hannah was playing with the
Where's Hank?
Makeup she found in my bag. Do you think I'm pretty, Mom? Asked Hannah. My
Say no.
heart went out to her. The poor little thing. She had no idea that her father was crazy. I wondered about the night
later she'll realize that she was wrong.
before. Something or someone hit me really hard on the head.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
Yes, it is. Writing
This
is
sentence
very...
is grammatically correct.
No, it's literally good.
Ahead. I heard a thud coming from the kitchen right before something hit me. If Hank was in the kitchen, how did he get to the living room so fast?
I mean, you could have just blamed the little... Well, how tall is she? Like, the little girl hit you in the head. Like, she would literally like have to jump really high to get something and hit you in the head. Like, she would have to just get something and just go boing. I like your cut, G, just pop.
After a while, Hannah complained that she was hungry. She asked if I could make her some food. Daddy showed me how to remove it from the bed, she explained while pointing at the cuff. She
Never mind, it's the dad.
wiggled under the bed, twisting the chain. A few moments
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I just wanted to say that.
later, she showed me that the chain wasn't attached to the bed anymore. Now it was connected to a big metal ball.
I just find this so funny, like how like the thing, like how this little girl just pull up a giant like a giant mini wrecking ball like under the bed, and she's just holding it like it's not. Like, this girl is hella strong though.
Anger flared up inside me again. What kind of sick father would teach his daughter to work a ball and chain? But aside from anger, I was starting to get scared. What else was Hank capable of doing to me? Somehow I managed to drag that ball out to the kitchen so I could make Hannah...
I mean, yeah, she must be really weak, because that little girl lifted that with no hesitation. Like, that shit was easy to her. I don't even know why she's struggling.
snack.
Wait.
to me. Somehow I managed.
What the hell is that? Who the hell have this in their kitchen? What the heck is this even supposed to be? Like, is this supposed to be like a giant music player? CD? What, like a giant toaster? Like, what is this? Like, just type this, like, if you guys know what it is.
Managed to drag that ball out to the kitchen so I could make Hannah a snack. Then I asked her for help again if she knew how to remove the ball completely. I explained that I had to go home. My son was waiting for me. Please don't leave me, Hannah begged, and she began to cry. Don't leave me alone here. I'm scared. But I was more worried about myself than Hannah at that
She's selfish.
point. I dragged the ball to the front door and realized that it was locked from the outside.
I mean, if just shot the giant ball, you could probably break the door, just yeet it at the door. Like, if the ball is that heavy, then you could certainly break it. Am I wrong, or am I right, or am I right? I'm guessing I'm right.
I tried the windows. They were locked too. Feeling furious and
Okay, yeah, this one you could easily break. Just throw the giant ball at the window. It doesn't matter. Like, the dude kidnapped you. Like, you're not gonna be trying to talk to him again, so it doesn't matter if you break his window or not.
frustrated, I even tried to break the glass, but it wouldn't break.
That's a You're weak. Throw the goddamn ball at the window.
My cell phone was gone, and I didn't see a phone anywhere. I started to pound on the glass, and I was screaming to the people I could see outside, but nobody turned to look my way. I came to a realization that
They just went like with their day.
chilled me to the bone. There was no way out and no one to call for help. That's when I started to cry. Hannah ran to me and hugged me tight. I didn't see Hank at all that day, but there was a constant thumping sound coming from the attic. The next morning, I finally saw Hank. He and Hannah came into the room carrying a tray for breakfast. Can I share your breakfast, Mom? Hannah said while jumping into the bed. I looked angrily at Hank and I demanded that he release me, but he never said a word. I grabbed his hand. What kind of sick joke is this? I cried out. I started to shout, but Hannah covered her ears. Please don't fight, she said, and she started to cry.
I'm guessing she's the type of girl that killed her mama. Now she's gonna do it again if this girl don't shut up.
Hank looked me straight in the eyes. I was shocked with what I saw. His eyes looked dull and full of sadness. This is for the best, he said before leaving. This is for the best, Hannah. I spent the...
Bro, you know, now that I'm about to say it sounded stupid. Like I was about to say, as soon as he opened the door, run. But she has the giant ball on her leg, so you know, kind of sounds stupid now. Yup.
The next few days chained to that bed. Hannah was my constant companion. My heart was bleeding for this poor little girl. She seemed so starved for a mother's love and affection. Everything she made, she showed to me with such hope and excitement on her face. She talked constantly about the new things she learned, like the animals in Australia. I hated Hank for keeping me locked up like this, but now I was
I mean, you seem happy, so I mean, there's not much hate there. You seem really happy.
afraid of him too. He was a totally different person from the man I thought I was falling in love with. He was sullen and withdrawn. He never even looked me in the eyes anymore. The days went on. I had to fight the urge to cry and panic when I thought about Marcus. I needed to find a way to escape so I could get to my son. So I'm
gonna be like honest with you. You've been with like your son been by himself for like 3 days now. He's probably dead. I'll be honest with you, he's probably dead. Dead serious? No, like no cap, real life, he's probably dead already. He's just dead. Wake up. This real life, he's dead.
I formulated a plan. I knew I wasn't strong enough to go against Hank physically. I hoped that the only reason why I was still chained up was because Hank was afraid that I would run. I had to prove.
Grab Taco Bell's Nachos Party Pack whenever you're dressing up to stay in or witnessing a miracle. Go big with a delicious Nachos Party Pack.
That's my opinion
that I wasn't planning on going anywhere. So I gave into Hannah's hugs and cuddles while waiting for my chance. I made her laugh. I played with her. I made her little treats in the kitchen. I worked on the perfect mother persona for weeks. I even scolded her a bit for watching the
Y'all heard the fact that she said weeks. Weeks as in plural. That boy is dead. That's they're gonna say right here. You left your boy. Like, he's dead. He's just dead. I mean, I think she left her like with somebody like you before, but I wasn't paying attention. But that boy's probably dead though.
those reality TV shows that were way too mature for her. Finally, my plan was working. Hannah started to complain that I couldn't properly play with her if I was always dragging that ball around. She begged her dad to remove it, and he did. A few more days passed. Holding and hugging Hannah.
So far, she did not get kidnapped by the 7-year-old. She got kidnapped by the dad. I mean, I think we got clickbaited, but I still want to finish it.
Almost became second nature by now. She was an easy child
I think she's getting Stockholm syndrome.
to love, and I pitied her more than I could say. She couldn't leave the house.
Bro, what the hell is this? Like, y'all are too lazy just to draw, like, this too. What the heck are those lines supposed to be?
She didn't even go to school anymore. One night, she came to my room to tell me about her reality show. She said the people in her show went to a restaurant near their house. Please, can we go? She begged Hank. Hank gave her a questioning look and pointed to me. Please, Daddy, she said again. Mom loves me now. I brushed the top of her head lightly.
That's Cap. As soon as she stepped one foot outside, she's gonna be dashing. They're gonna be dusted. Like 1 foot.
A gesture of affection. Hank finally gave in. Remember to behave, Helen, he told me by the front door. No funny business. I nodded, and it was the first time I saw the outside world in ages. We got into the car and drove to the restaurant. Hannah was practically jumping in her seat in her excitement. She kept cuddling next.
Though, see, like every single time that she add like a word that has to do with time, that boy is more dead than before. She just said ages. That boy is probably a skeleton right now.
To me, saying that she had the best family in the world. When it was time to pay the check, I stood up and excused myself. I have to use the ladies' room, I replied. And
you already know what she's gonna do. My dude's gonna just get stood up, get paid with the bill.
to stop the suspicion forming in Hank's eyes, I asked Hannah to come along. The little girl grabbed my hand and went. I led Hannah to a stall, and I went to the one next to it. As much as I wanted to take care of Hannah, I needed to leave her father. I needed to escape. So before I left the bathroom stall, I quickly got my lipstick and smeared a message on the door. It was my only chance to get some help. I didn't have an address or a phone number, but I knew the plate number of Hank's car.
I mean, so... You're at a restaurant with public place, like, wait, you're in public. There are tons of people there. You could easily just, yo, help, I'm being kidnapped, somebody help me. They are bound to believe you. I mean...
When we were walking back to the car, we heard shouting coming from the restaurant. My deliverance came in the form of waiters and waitresses running to my rescue. Somebody had seen my note. I was saved. The police arrived soon after. They handcuffed Hank in front of me. I finally got my vengeance. Now it was going to be his turn to feel how terrible it is to
Jesus. Marking the sign holding vengeance.
be locked up. Hannah was crying the whole time. I took her in my arms. "Please don't let them take my daddy away," she cried to me. I tried to comfort her as much as I could. The poor little girl was being traumatized again. But the cops also took Hannah away.
First she lost her mama, now she's gonna lose her papa. That little girl's gonna be traumatized forever.
She was
all because of you. I don't know why you're feeling bad. You could have just run and save her dad from, you know, being arrested though.
being sent to a social worker. As much as it hurt to let her go, my arms were craving to hold my son again. I finally went home and my
Your son is dead.
life gradually went back to normal, despite meeting with the police all the time. I told them about the night I fell unconscious. They assumed that Hank must have run to the living room the moment that his daughter left. They said that it was an open and shut case about a man who was obsessed with finding a mother for his child. I tried to stop thinking about it. Besides, I wanted to make up for all the time.
Whoa. Yeah, does she have to do that noise? Pushing that? That just sounds weird and wrong.
I'd lost with Marcus. I hugged him as tightly as I could, feeling that I would never let anything bad ever happen to my son. I would do anything for him. But something kept bugging me about the whole ordeal. As much as I hated and feared Hank, I couldn't shake off the feeling that there was still some stone left unturned. I also felt guilty about Hannah, so I went to visit her, just to see her one last time. She sobbed when she saw me and she held out her little arms. "Did you come to take me home, Mom?" she asked with so much hope and heartbreak. "I'm sorry, baby," I whispered to her. "I can't be."
Whether you're switching back to work mode or school mode, Optimum sets you up for success with 300 meg internet for
really sad.
Be your real mother. I felt so sad. There was no way I could get Hannah. I felt so guilty about leaving her. She was just a
There was a way that you could get her. You could adopt her.
little girl. But the moment I said that, her face changed. Gone was the angelic face I had known. She snarled like an animal. "I thought you were different,"
She's a demon.
she said with a sudden raspy voice. "But you're not any better than
This is some anime shit. This is some anime.
them." Poor Hannah thought I was abandoning her.
She's going super sane.
In her
Run.
anger, Hannah grabbed the only thing next to her, which was her diary.
She got a weapon.
She flung it at me and it fell on the floor. I bent down to pick it up. Meanwhile, Hannah was flinging curses at me. Awful words that no 7-year-old should or could know.
I mean, you let her watch reality TV, so I could get where she got those words from.
Thought it was because of all the reality shows that she watched. But then
Ding, 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 ding.
I saw the drawings. I flipped through the pages of that diary. There were drawings of different girls, all with blonde hair and blue eyes. There were notes on each page, stating their names along with the good and bad things about them. There were dates, too. The first entry was dated 10 years ago. What is this? I gasped. By now...
Wait. I mean, that could not be hers. The girl was 10 years ago. Like, the bitch was not even born. That's like, she will be -3 years old. I think it's the dad's though.
Now I had noticed my own face, perfectly drawn near the last page of the diary. "Give that back," Hannah growled. I was trembling from head to toe, but I didn't give it back to her. I knew I was holding the most important...
Wait. She said that she was at the social services, right? Then why does this look like part of her house? The last time that we saw her like in the kitchen, the same thing, this same whatever this thing is, and the sink is right over there.
I was trembling from head to toe, but I didn't give it back to her. I knew I was holding the most important piece of evidence in my own kidnapping case.
Yup.
Things were starting to make sense now. Hank wasn't acting alone. "What did you use to hit me on the head?" I asked in horror. "I threw a boomerang at you."
Girl, you got your ass knocked out by a boomerang. That's sad. I mean, that little girl must be strong, like, for her to throw a boomerang to knock somebody out like that.
She replied, right after I shot a dart at my dad because he said he was tired of playing my game. When
I was correct. Little evil white girl.
he finally woke up, he begged me not to hurt you. But he loves me, and he always does what I say. He's been doing...
You know, that sounds something that a simp would do. But, you know, like in this case, we're not talking about simps. But, you know.
Doing it for years. Years, I repeated. How could that be? Hannah was only 7.
Exactly.
How old are you, Hannah? I asked as calmly as I could, but my heart was beating painfully in my chest. "You're smarter than I thought," she spat back at me. "I may look like a young girl, but I'm really 18 years old."
Wait, what the hell? Damn. Shit, we got hit. We got hit. Shit, we got hit really hard. Goddamn. He's actually at 18. Like, I was not expecting that one. That one was actually good. Like I must say, just because of that, just what they said, that was actually good. Wow. I mean, they still left though.
Old, not much younger than you. How? I whispered back. I stopped aging a long time ago. I'm trapped in this child's body, but I can't do anything without somebody
Basically, she's a midget.
who actually looks like an adult.
I mean, my sister's a midget too. I like making fun of her. Like if I could to bring her to the to a basketball court, like I'll just dunk on her ass, make her feel sad. If she's trying to shoot it, I'm a fucking blocker. Not in my house, bitch.
And I just want a normal life with a normal family. You can feel
You're 18.
sorry for me all you
Get your own family. Make your own family. You're basically legal.
want, but I'll find a way to get a real family someday. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be anyone.
Wait, if she's 18, then how the hell does that dad look so mad freaking young? Like I'm dead ass. Like that dad look mad young. He's really good for his age.
Of you. Hannah's demeanor was scaring me more than being locked up in a house. What do you mean, any one of you? Who are these women? I asked again, pointing to the pictures in her diary. Then Hannah's face changed some more. She looked feral, evil, and nothing like a child.
I mean, she's not a child. She just said that she's 18. Pay attention to your own story.
Those are my other mothers, she said with a
I'm guessing she killed all of them.
little smug smile. Do you think you were the first? The mothers that failed to meet my expectations are all buried in the basement.
Goddamn. That is creepy. That is dead ass creepy shit. I mean, the fact that they said based on a true like event, that I might get, but like in this shit, that's fucking creepy. Why is she screaming now? I mean, like, you're obviously...
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good, no, perfect words that make your...
Someone is kidnapping everyone I don't know. Let's go look at another one. My 7-year-old sister is on the run for murder. No. I was sued when I was 1 day old. I was stuck in my crush. I say crush. I was stuck in my crush locker for 1 year. I saved people's lives. What they did made me cry. What? I found a word that make everyone do what I want. Is it simp? Is it bitch? Is it I robbed Amazon using a secret button. I actually wanna know what's the button. My mom wake up from a coma after 15 years to get revenge. Damn. I think I might wanna go with I was called to Kurt when I was 1. Which one is shorter? Cause all these shit are really long. I think I might switch up my stories to like a new channel. You know, yeah, I'm gonna go check out Llama Arts. It's a big recommendation. I don't even know how to speak. Fuck. It's a big recommendation. You know, the boy,
Hello.
Cub Scout.
My name is Haley, and I'm 22 years old. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about a very complicated and...
Midnight Horror Story animated. That looks creepy. Shit. That does look creepy. Look. It don't stop coming in, it won't stop coming in, it don't stop coming in. Oh, come on. You don't stop coming in, you don't stop coming in, you don't stop. The woman animated, the horn-headed man, creepy night shift, the roommate animated. Which one should I write? Easter eggs of 2017. I think I've seen this one. A Christmas Eve story. I think I'm gonna go with the horn-headed man. It's a very short one, so you know, horn-headed. Let's see, horn-headed man. Maybe he got torn.
I'm Jackie Gordon, and I approve this
Nobody
message.
cares, Jackie.
When I was 20 years old, the Army said, be all you can be. Not some...
No. You know, like, do people really care this much about Congress?
The best RPG on PC is seconds away. Download now on the Plarium Play Launcher and get ready.
Show kids ads about this shit.
Moonlight peered through my window as I jolted awake. My clamorous breaths disturbed the silence of my dark room. I had just come out of a frightful...
Who the hell leaves their door open when they're sleeping? I mean, like, that's just like a bad thing waiting to happen. Like, close your door, like, and close your closets too.
Dream that had me thinking it was all too real. With sweat on my brow, I sat up and grabbed my water from the nightstand and took a sip from the now warmed glass. My hands shook as I recounted my nightmare of the horn-headed man. In my dream, I was walking through my neighborhood, the street lights flickering as I made my way down the uninhabited sidewalk. Nothing threatening, just a walk through the midnight hours.
I mean, who would walk at midnight?
A
But,
block down, I could see a figure in the distance, walking slowly towards me. His steps seemed mismatched and labored. He passed a few houses looking straight ahead, neither looking left nor right. His head was fixed on the sidewalk in front of him.
Okay, that's creepy.
As I was getting closer to my home, I could see him slowly starting to embark on my territory. I quickly rushed to my front door and hurried inside.
Good job, man. Good job. Smart
Through
man.
my window, I could see him walk past my property. I was thinking to myself, oh God, please have him keep going. Please.
Don't look out, stupid.
He was just about to walk all the way past my front yard when he stopped. His body almost shifted abnormally as he turned to face my home. He just stood there.
He's dying tonight.
Looking, not moving, just standing there.
He's dying tonight.
The man bore the horned head of a skeletal goat. His body was pale and looked fragile, and his fingers were thin and bony.
Notice it's always the supposedly pale people that's doing this. You know, the crackers. You never hear, you never hear about like any of these, like any of our boys doing this. It's usually the crackers, pale as F.
I thought to myself, what does he want?
He wants to suck your blood.
Slowly, he started lifting a quivering arm and pointed right at me.
He gonna die.
I started to backpedal into the darkness of my house, when all of a sudden he let out an inhuman screech. That's when I woke up. Too frightened to go back to bed, I turned on the television and saw that the local news for early risers was on.
Okay, watch the news.
My stomach dropped, and my body...
Who the hell would get a tattoo and have the thing saying moth? Say mom or something, but moth?
Suddenly turned cold as I listened to the current news report.
What did it say?
The news anchor on the television said, "Breaking news. A woman who lived on Columbia Avenue has been murdered. Local officials say that they received an anonymous phone call from the victim's home. We arrived at the house at around 12:20, and we saw the victim inside and a card which rested next to her." The sheriff held up the card. On the back of it, I could see the image of the horn-headed man. The officer started to read. "One down. Slowly I go." He then lifted his head back up His blood started trickling from his eyes and mouth. I sat there shaking.
Damn.
And I couldn't breathe. Columbia's just 3 blocks away.
That's dude. I mean, find something to do. Hide in a closet, maybe.
Away from me. I jumped out of my bed and ran to my window.
Why the hell would you ran to your window? Hide under the bed. Be a pussy.
The thing within me made me want to look outside. That's when I saw him. He just stood there. Look.
I would fucking pass out, man. Like, I would just pass out. I would even have the courage to. Like, I'll just pass out.
Looking. Not moving. Just looking.
Because he's about to kill you. Do something.
Man. His body pale and fragile. And his fingers thin.
Damn.
And bony.
I just imagine that. So did he die? You want to know what happened
Before
to him?
you leave, here's a quick announcement.
Okay, go.
XP Pen are currently hosting their first animation competition until June 16th.
I can't
with
animate.
some great prizes.
I wish I
and
could, though. The Roommate animated. You know, yeah, let's watch that. Llama Arts is a good animation channel. Story animated channel, yeah. They should make like, you know, like good videos. Like the videos is good in quality, not quantity. Like, you know, those other ones that do video every single day. Includes paid promotion. Who paid you guys? I wanna know.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. More details at the end.
Yeah, the end. I don't know. The Roommate. Let's get it.
Looking for a new roommate is always a daunting task, even though you interview and take the.
You have to interview a roommate. Like, how does getting a roommate works in college and all? Don't they just find a kid like at your school and all? Like, I don't know, because I'm only 14. I'm not thinking into colleges right now, but you know.
The time to get to know that person. You don't truly find out who they are until you start living with them. I had begun searching for a roommate after I decided to leave my current residency. I was contacted a couple of hours after placing an ad on the Facebook Marketplace. The message read,
"Hey Chris, I'll be moving out of my current apartment this August, and I'm looking to room with someone new, as my roommates are moving to California this year. I'm 27 and I'm currently going to school. When I'm not at school, I enjoy hiking and watching movies. I also apprentice at a taxidermy shop on the days I don't have class.
I think this is just
Hope
like
it's not weird.
a date.
It's always been a fun hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing back from
This
you.
is just like
Have a great day,
a Tinder
Lunaire."
bio, basically.
My first and most obvious reaction after reading the message was to check her profile. She was a medium height, had long, messy blonde hair and green eyes. In her profile picture, I saw her standing with a man and a woman shoulder to shoulder.
Okay.
They each adorned goofy grins and held up peace signs. Under the photo, the caption read, "Love my roommates." I smiled to myself and decided to send her a message
Well,
back.
that's weird.
The sun
girl
beat
is
down on us
right
as we
outside.
hoisted various objects to the second floor of our new apartment. It took us a couple days to get everything out of the moving trucks and
Bro,
into
you're
our new
weak.
place. But as soon as we did, a wave of relief washed over our sweat-drenched and sore bodies. After a couple more hours of rearranging, we each grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat on the porch. We reminisced about old 90s cartoons and what video games we obsessed over as kids. And as the sun started to set, I truly felt relaxed and confident that things were going to
False move, you should not have done that. You're gonna die.
work out. A week later, I started a new job for a construction company that was owned by a good friend of mine.
Okay.
As I was getting ready, I heard the front door swing open. I walked into the living room to
It's your
see
roommate.
Lunaire and her friend David sliding in a large box. "What you got there?" I asked.
It's a box full of body parts. Your body parts are gonna be inside next, man.
Through a strained grunt, she replied,
"I bought a freezer to store some of the animals I'm planning on using in my taxidermy work. I hope that's alright."
I was obviously hesitant at first, as there was no mention of this happening in the first place, but I eventually accepted and returned to my room to continue getting ready for work.
Why would you do that?
I came home at around 9 p.m. after having a couple of beers with friends and noticed that the freezer was nestled snugly in the lower part of the pantry.
Okay, that's...
A low hum could be heard reverberating off of the inner walls. I was curious to see what was inside, but didn't want to intrude on Lunaire's business. So I went into my room and changed into more comfortable
clothing. Its body parts, its arms and legs chopped up,
I came back out into the kitchen and started making a sandwich.
Just looked up.
I opened the fridge and grabbed what I needed. As I turned around, I stubbed my toe on the edge of the island countertop and let out a long, exasperated grunt. Through my frustration, I slammed the fridge door shut and checked my toe to see if there was any bleeding. As I raised my head back up, I was greeted by a shadowy figure.
That's fucking creepy, man. That's creepy. Like, those are shit that be happening, like, in movies. Like, you look down for 1 second, then you move back up. There's there's a bitch just looking right at you.
Lunaire was standing in the doorway leading to her room. The darkness behind her almost seemed to envelop her.
Damn.
Is everything okay?
That face.
She said in a...
That is the face of a psychopath right here. He about to die.
Deadpan tone.
He about to make it tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just slammed my toe into the corner of the countertop as I was making a sandwich. I hope I didn't wake you.
It's fine,
she said,
that does not
in the
look
same
fine.
deflated tone as before. She then turned around and walked back into the darkness of her room. I could tell that she was pissed, so I quietly made my sandwich and retreated back to my room as well, only hearing the low hum from the freezer as I closed my door. I had the next day off, so I was able to sleep in a little longer than usual.
Okay.
When I finally emerged from my room, I walked into the kitchen to make breakfast. As I opened the refrigerator, I noticed that the light wasn't turning on and there was a lack of cold air escaping from inside. I turned around and flipped the light switch to confirm my suspicion. Sure enough,
the
power was out.
Hey.
Damn it.
Get rid now.
I muttered under my breath. I walked over to Lunaire's room and knocked on her door to tell her about the power outage if she didn't already know.
Did she answer?
There was no answer.
Oh, no, she didn't.
I then remembered that she had classes that day and probably wasn't home. I walked back to the kitchen and past the pantry. As I did, I slipped on the floor but was able to catch myself on the counter.
Did I say mac and cakes? Lasagna? What the heck is lasagna? What the hell? Bro, like, who just...
What the? I angrily exclaimed as I looked down at the floor trying to figure out what I had slipped on.
It's blood.
It was blood.
Hey,
it started to leak from the corner of the freezer and pool onto the floor. I quickly tried to open the freezer to find out the cause of the viscous liquid, but then I noticed that it had a padlock attached to it. I don't remember seeing that before.
It wasn't there.
I ran out to my car and grabbed my toolbox from the back seat. I approached the freezer and set my tools down on the nearby countertop. I then pulled out a small pair of bolt cutters and snapped through the metal of the padlock. It fell to the ground with a large thud. I creaked open the top of the freezer and was greeted with a putrid stench that permeated my nostrils.
What is it?
I quickly pinched my nose and walked away gagging in response. I guess I should have realized that was gonna happen, I muttered to myself in between gags. After gaining my composure, I grabbed some gloves from under the sink and started taking inventory. I could see a couple of dead birds in plastic bags wedged into the corners of the freezer. I took each bag out and set them in the trash can nearby. That's when I noticed that the blood was coming from the corner of the larger black bag.
That's
I don't know why, but I decided to open the top of the bag and peer inside. I was greeted by large, milky white eyes, a swollen black tongue surrounded by cracked and bloated lips, and the matted hair of a human head.
She would have looked hot like if she was alive, though. But shit, that's...
I swiftly dropped the bag and fell backwards onto the floor. My breathing had ceased to exist, and I grabbed the trash can next to me and expelled my disgust into it.
Call the cops!
I then ran out the door, got into my car,
and
called the police.
Thank you.
As I sat in the interrogation room with a blanket over my shoulders, I couldn't help but think about the face I'd seen.
I have a blanket right now.
It looked so familiar. That's when it finally
But that was
hit
the girl
me.
on the Facebook thing?
I pulled out my phone and looked at Lunaire's profile picture. It was her old roommate. The one she said was moving to California.
She was not.
Andrew Garbarino's Guide to Self-Serving Politics. Accept huge
Do
special
I
interest
look like I
campaign
care about
checks.
politics?
Throw
I'm
us
trying to
under
do
the
a live
bus
stream
voting
here
to
that
get...
probably nobody is watching. How many people is watching this though? Like, how do you see how many people is watching your live stream and all? Still nobody's watching this. That's sad and cold. You know what? It was cool though. Like, it's cool that I got the chance to make it.
When the detective entered the room, she started the questioning process, asking me if I started noticing any weird behavioral occurrences around the apartment.
There was blood.
Yeah, I stubbed my toe
That's
the other
one.
day, and she creepily stood in the doorway. It seemed like she was pissed, but for some reason I had a strange feeling like she was concerned about something. That's when I connected the dots. She didn't come out into the kitchen because she heard me stub my toe. She came out into the kitchen because she thought I slammed the freezer instead of the fridge. A cold sweat started to form on my forehead as my
Oh.
surroundings became blurred. I could hear a low whine slowly starting to cover up the words of concern from the detective. As my vision started to clear, I could see another officer enter the room and whisper something into her ear as he handed her a piece of paper. "Do you have somewhere you could stay at?" she asked. I mean, I was planning on staying with my parents. They live about 30 minutes outside of town. Okay, she paused. "Listen, I don't want to worry you, but we found this picture inside of your apartment."
Okay.
She slid the piece of paper across the table, and I immediately felt like someone kicked me in the chest.
What is it?
The head of Lunaire's other roommate sat on the chair. In the background, scrawled on the wall in blood, read, "Love my roommates. All of them."
This bitch is fucking creepy. Damn. Why the hell would you do this?
Does this ever happen to you? You find out about an awesome show, so you grab your snacks, click on the video, and then...
No, sorry, but that one was good though. Which one? OnlyFans, sorry. I actually want to see the OnlyFans. The true OnlyFans horror story animated. I want to see that one. Let's see your OnlyFans, biatch. Come on, where's the OnlyFans? Where's the OnlyFans?
The best RPG on PC is seconds away.
Let's see the OnlyFans, bruh. Come on. Bro, it's 1 second. Come on. Y'all are effing me up here.
Go now on the Plarium Play Launcher and...
A horror shorts party. Is that the actual... Oh, I didn't even have this in 4K. Sadly, my computer can only handle HD. I think it can, like, handle 4K, but, like, it'll just start to lag
I will
out.
never look at life the same way after what I
Starbucks. Typical white
experienced. It still bothers me just thinking about it. It happened a while ago when I was working as a cashier at Starbucks.
Okay.
I worked part-time as there was unfortunately not enough hours available, so moving out of my parents' house wasn't the easiest endeavor to accomplish. My parents always nagged at me for the latter part of the day, which always had me stressed out.
Exactly.
They would always send subliminal jabs alluding to me moving out. I'll never forget the time my dad confronted me while I was doing laundry.
Damn. I actually thought that I was like a rapist or a pervert, to be honest.
Hey, Jason, can you ask for a raise at work?
I can't exactly do that, Dad. I'd probably get fired if I tried that.
Well, can't you work somewhere else then?
How the heck would you get fired for asking for a raise? Stop being such a fucking... You know, go some balls, man.
I'm gonna need your room soon, because I plan to make it Charlie's room.
Charlie was my baby brother.
Oh.
Well, can't Charlie stay in your room a little longer?
I said I'm gonna need your room, damn it!
Damn.
Well, where the hell am I supposed to stay then? Figure it out! You've had plenty of time now!
I've always avoided going home right
That's a
after work,
big
especially
conversation.
after confrontations like that. I would much rather procrastinate at work after my shift was done just to avoid the inevitable arguments that awaited me. Sounded like a better deal anyway. It'd been a few weeks since the tense clash with my dad.
Okay.
My life had been a little bit more bearable since I started going to this local karaoke bar located down the street from my workplace. I would make it a routine to go there after work just to instill a little more enthusiasm in my already dull life.
Why?
I was a regular, so I knew all the employees on a...
Park that big Mac truck right in this little garage. I just noticed that. I find that funny though. I don't know why it's so funny. Why don't you park that big Mac truck and right in this little garage?
first name basis.
What you drinking tonight, hot stuff?
I'll get the usual, Sally.
Wait a minute. It's you again. Jason, right?
Yep, me again.
Good to see you again, Jason.
That
One
is
order
a-
coming right up.
Wait,
Thanks, Sally.
Wait.
Good to see you again, Jason.
Need to
One order coming.
deep wet beer. I see. Yeah, where like are they're getting these names from and these posters type of things?
Right up.
Thanks, Sally. I really enjoyed coming here
Wow,
as
they have
it was the
party
perfect
and
place for
horror.
guests to lounge with just a
Those
small
are
admission fee. The bar always held
Katie,
live performances from various
Katie.
bands, so there was usually a decent-sized crowd always in attendance.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's...
I mean, oh shoot, like if Drake be coming here, then you know that this place must be really, really famous. Mary Lee Marvio.
the final performance of the night.
It's
Please
great.
give it up for the lovely Katie!
She gonna rap some bars? She gonna spit some bars or what?
Falling for you, I can't keep away.
Damn, bars.
Are you listening? I want you to stay.
Hey, kid. Doesn't she have the prettiest eyes you've ever seen?
Yeah, she's definitely a pretty gal. Katie had a lot of diehard fans that would show up to support her. She
about
was
that, I
really
mean, that's
attractive,
kind of-
which made older men look like young teenage boys fanboying over her.
Exactly.
I've had the
Technically
privilege
simp.
of chatting
They
with
say simp.
Katie after shows before, but this time I mustered up the courage to ask her out. Hey Katie, it's me again.
Who are you?
Jason, we met on several occasions after
He don't know.
performances. I'm a big fan of your
If
voice.
she say that, then
Thanks,
she
Jason.
don't
I really
like you.
appreciate
I think you're the best singer ever, and you're really gorgeous.
Why? My dude's moving way too fast.
I was wondering if we could potentially
Oh,
exchange...
Jason. All you men are alike. I bet you just want to see what I look like without my clothes, right?
No? I mean, yeah. Katie nonchalantly takes my cell phone and
Dude.
begins punching in her contact information.
I can't.
Holy crap.
I can't believe that one actually worked. That actually worked. I'm surprised. How the hell does that actually work?
This is actually happening. I must be
Exactly.
dreaming.
Here you go, Jason. Hope to chat with you more.
Definitely, baby.
That's not
I
gonna-
mean, Katie.
You know, this might be
As
the
I was
last
on my way
story that we
home,
check
I
out, so
decided
might
to be
end the
ballsy
live
and give
stream
Katie a goodnight text.
after this one.
I then noticed she had given me a link to her OnlyFans page as opposed to her phone number. What the hell is this?
It's her OnlyFans.
Well, at
You
least I
just
might
saw
get to see
it.
some nudes. I've personally never used an OnlyFans before, but if there was going to be someone's
Same.
account I was going to check out, it'd be Katie's.
No, I mean, she's. the
I
only
eventually
account that
make
you
it
need.
home and open up her page on my computer browser.
Subscribe
A
for
subscription of
10
$10 a month? Netflix doesn't even charge that much.
Exactly.
I unfortunately didn't have the
Bruh.
funds to purchase such things, but my curiosity was what put the nail in the coffin.
Wow, that's.
I took out my credit card and shamefully typed in the details on the site.
Goddamn it, ad.
Andrew Garbarino's healthcare
Again, I
record
do
makes
not care
us on
about
the South Shore
politics.
sick. Garbarino has taken thousands of dollars in donations.
Damn, like they're gonna keep on doing this.
Site. I was now officially subscribed to Katie's OnlyFans account.
Dude, is this?
I began
that's a
scrolling
deep
around,
web
seeing a
series
lot of
too.
mature content throughout her page. I can honestly say it wasn't the most...
Can we see? Yeah, that's something wrong with me.
regretful decision I ever made, as I got to see a different side of Katie. Or should I say, a different side of my longtime crush. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Throughout the night, I continued to browse through more of Katie's content till it was time to head to bed. It'd been a couple of weeks since that whole ordeal occurred. I still worked as a cashier at Starbucks and made it a routine to go to the karaoke bar after work.
So basic.
Everything had pretty much been the same except I hadn't seen or heard about Katie since.
She's dead.
I couldn't help but feel like I had some sort of role in Katie's sudden disappearance from the bar, so I decided to snoop around her OnlyFans once again.
Okay.
Later that night, I had Katie's OnlyFans open on my computer. The monthly subscription I had paid for previously was still in effect, so I could still view her content. There were 5 observations I accumulated right off the bat. The first observation was that her status said, active 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I assumed she had lost interest in the singing gig and was pursuing the OnlyFans endeavor solely. The second observation was that she began to wear sunglasses in all her recent photos. Interesting. The third...
I think I know what's going on. She got beaten up and she's just covering her face, but you can see like a man's shadow in the back over here. And for some reason there's a bucket, so I'm thinking she got kidnapped. So basically, she got kidnapped.
Third observation was that her photos were being taken in an old wooden cellar, not the aesthetic bedroom that she once previously had.
Facts, she got kidnapped, called the cops.
The fourth observation was that all her pre-existing content was deleted.
Sad.
Why the hell would she get rid of everything? The only thing
she
left
got kidnapped.
on Katie's page was 3 photos of her posing with sunglasses. The last observation was the one that struck me the most. I could tell the recent pictures were being taken by someone.
Big brain over here.
Shadow
Big brain.
presented in the photos. Call me Sherlock Holmes if you will, but I had my suspicions that something just wasn't right. I decided to direct message Katie
like it could
saying,
just be her
"Hey,
camera,
it's me,
man.
Jason from the karaoke bar. I'm not sure if you remember me, but I wanted to know why don't you perform there anymore?" About 10 minutes go by and I get no reply. She probably gets 1,000 messages. I bet she'll reply to this though.
She doesn't.
That's when I decided to bribe Katie by sending a convincing message saying, "Hey, if I tipped you $5, could you send me a video of yourself smiling on camera?" About a minute later, I surprisingly got a response from Katie showing a hidden video with an option of unlock for $5.
Yup. From one nurse to another.
Sometimes we all question whether or
I'm
not
not a
this is
nurse,
right for
but
us.
you know,
This
keep on
is a
doing
lot
this,
of tiring
guys.
days.
You guys are
Take
helping the
it
community.
shift by shift,
It's
sometimes
fantastic.
hour by
This is
hour.
life.
Never have I been
Thank you,
more proud
Patty.
to call.
But I just do not want to see it as a
I end up
content
accepting
creator,
the purchase
but they are
only to
doing
see a
good stuff.
video of Katie wearing sunglasses. She just stood in one spot,
She
not
looks really
saying
sad.
anything. I then heard a male voice in the background saying,
"Smile for the camera, you vermin!"
Katie then involuntarily puts on this bizarre and unnatural smile, almost like she was a cartoon character from a Disney movie.
Why the hell did
I felt really disturbed from
You guys can hear the babies screaming in the back of me. That's my bad.
what I was witnessing. I decided to continue the game of charades and say, "If I give you $5 more, could you send me a video of yourself kissing the friend you're with?" About 5 minutes had passed and I got no reply. I honestly thought Katie was done with my pathetic games until I got another message of a hidden video with a $5 price tag on it.
I mean, like if I was the girl who, I'll be really mad at him right now. What the hell is wrong with you?
I hesitantly unlocked the video, only to see a disturbing clip of Katie saying,
"He's not my friend! Don't ever say he's my friend, because he's not. He's more than that to me. He's my everything.
Cap.
He's my one and only love."
Cap. Oh.
That's my good girl.
The crack is the thing that got me.
The young boy wanted some kissing action. Let's make his money's worth, shall we?
Ew. Ew. Gross. Oh.
I felt sick to my stomach. I then realized that the gentleman's appearance stood out to me like I recognized him
Because it's the guy that said that she had beautiful eyes.
I couldn't exactly pinpoint where I knew him from, but he definitely looked familiar.
That karaoke bar.
The man then said,
"I bet you love to see Katie's beautiful eyes, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?"
Damn.
I'm gonna make this your best $5 ever spent.
I guess she's gonna pluck out her eyes.
That's when the man removed the sunglasses from Katie's face, revealing her eye sockets with both eyeballs missing. That's when I exited my web browser and immediately turned off my computer. What the hell was that? That was wrong on so many levels.
What can you still wait? Okay, yeah, this is a nice time for an ad.
Sorry guys, I can't come to lunch. I blew all my money.
Okay. Shut up with this baby crying. Like, what the hell? Okay, yeah, like, can you stay like alive without your eyes? Don't you need your eyes to basically stay alive? Like isn't it your eyes that you're connected to like some main like artery or something? Like, I actually thought that she would be dead right now.
I decided to head to bed and call it a night, hoping to sleep off the nightmare I just witnessed.
That was not a nightmare, that was true, that was real life.
A couple months since the incident had occurred. I haven't seen Katie's only
Call the cops!
since, as I assume she deleted it. Or should I say, that man in the video did. I haven't told anyone about this, and
why not?
I don't know what to do.
Call the cops!
Karaoke bar with an optimistic attitude.